Blood on a Dead World. I write about other things besides astronomy. I thought I'd read you this series, which has a unity, and you can see, to talk like Mr. Empson, how a very limited thematic material is subjected to variation, both verbal and in meaning and in metrics. Different ambiguities are brought out sidereal universe, you see, poem by poem. Blood on a Dead World. A blowing night in late fall, the moon rises with a nick in it. All day Mary has been talking about the eclipse. Every once in a while I go out and report on the progress of the Earth's shadow. When it is passing the half, Martha and Mary come out and we stand on the corner in the first wisps of chilling fog and watch the light go out. Streamers of fog reach the moon but never quite cover it. We have explained with an orange, a grapefruit, and a lamp. Not that we expect a 4-year-old child, to understand, but just as a sort of ritual duty. But I tell her the Indians called an eclipse blood on the moon. Is it all the blood on the earth makes the shadow that color, she asks. I do not answer. From Martha. In mid-March, in the heart of the night, in the center of the sterile city, in the midst of miles of asphalt and stone, alone and frustrated, wakeful on my narrow bed, my brain spinning with worry, there came to me, slipping through the interstices of the night, of the blowing darkness, the living, almost imperceptible, faint, persistent, recurrent song of a single tree toad, a voice sweeter than most birds. 7 years ago we lay naked and moist, making love under the Easter full moon, the thick, fragrant light shaking with the songs of mockingbirds. I guess that's what Ruth meant about these shocking things I talk about. I wish I had some other shockers in here. I don't remember. Here's a series called a Bestiary. I'll read some of them. For my daughters, Mary and Katherine. Aardvark. The man who found the Aardvark was laughed out of the meeting of the Dutch Academy. Nobody would believe him. The Aardvark had its revenge. It returned in dreams, in smoke, in anonymous letters. One day somebody found out it was in Hieronymus Bosch all the time. From there it had sneaked off to Africa. How much time have I got? What time is it? Ant. Achilles, Aesop, Mark Twain, Stalin, all studied the ant. Your odds are 1 to 3 if you decide to ignore it. The aardvark, he eats them up and scares all the people. Bear. When the world is white with snow, the bear sleeps in his darkness. When the people are asleep, the bear comes with glowing eyes and steals their bacon and eggs. He can follow the bees from point to point for their honey. The bees sting, but he never pays them any mind. Tame bears in zoos beg for buns. 2 philosophies of life. Honey is better for you than buns, but zoo tricks are cute and make everybody laugh. Cat. There are too many poems about cats. Beware of cat lovers. They have a hidden frustration somewhere and will stick you with it if they can. These sneak up on you, you watch. Cony. Conies are a feeble folk, but their home is in the rocks. If you've only got one rock, there are better things to do with it than make a home of it. Cow. The contented cow gives milk. When they come to ask, do you give milk, as they surely will, say no. Deer. Deer are gentle and graceful. They have beautiful eyes. They hurt no one but themselves, the males, and only for love. Men have invented several thousand ways of killing them. Eagle. The eagle is very proud. He stays alone by himself up in the top of the sky. Only brave men find his home. Few telescopes are sharper than his eyes. I think it's fine to be proud, but remember that all the rest goes with it. There is another kind of eagle on flags and money. Fox. The fox is very clever. In England, people dress up like a movie star's servants and chase the fox on horses. Rather, they let dogs chase him and they come along behind. When the dogs have torn the fox to pieces, they rub his blood on the faces of young girls. If you are clever, do not let anybody know it, but especially Englishmen. Goat. G stands for goat and also for genius. If you are one, learn from the other, for he combines domestication, venery, and independence. Herring. The herring is prolific. There are plenty of herrings. Some herrings are eaten raw, many are dried and pickled, but most are used for manure. See if you can apply this to your history lesson. Horse. It's fun to ride the horse. If you give him some sugar, he will love you. But even the best horses kick sometimes. A rag blowing in the wind can cause him to kill you. These characteristics he shares with the body politic. I. Take care of this. It's all there is. You'll never get another. Jackal. The jackal's name is often used as a term of contempt. This is because he follows the lion around and lives on the leavings of his kill. Lions terrify most men who buy meat at the butcher's. Kangaroo. As you know, the kangaroo has a pocket, but all she puts in it is her baby. Never keep a purse if all you can find to put in it is additional expense. The reception of these words will also serve to warn you, never make fun of babies. Lion. The lion is called the king of beasts. Nowadays, there are almost as many lions in cages as out of them. If offered a crown, refuse. Monkey. Monkeys are our relatives. On observing their habits, some are ashamed of monkeys, some deny the relation. Some are ashamed of themselves. They throw coconuts at us. Man. Someday, if you are lucky, you'll each have one for your own. Try it before you pick it. Some kinds are made of soybeans. Give it lots to eat and sleep, treat it nicely, and it will always do just what you want. Mantis. In South Africa, among the Bushmen, the mantis is a god, a predatory and cannibalistic bug, but one of the nicer gods. N. N is for nothing. There is much more of it than something. A possum. When in danger, the possum plays dead. The state, when dying, plays danger. With the possum, this trick even works. Sometimes he escapes. But when the state plays with death, it really dies. Okapi. The okapi is extinct. The reason is under N. Quagga. If it weren't for the quagga, we'd be short of a beast for Q. I can't think of one, can you? Raccoon. The raccoon wears a black mask, and he washes everything before he eats it. If you give him a cube of sugar, he'll wash it away and weep. Some of life's sweetest pleasures can be enjoyed only if you don't mind a little dirt, and here a false face won't help you. Seal. The seal, when in the water, is a slippery customer to catch, but when he makes love, he goes on dry land and men kill him with clubs. To have a happy love life, control your environment. Guess this has gone over. Trout. The trout is taken when he bites an artificial fly. Confronted with fraud, keep your mouth shut and don't volunteer. Unicorn. The unicorn is supposed to seek a virgin, lay his head in her lap and weep, whereupon she steals his horn. Virginity is what is known as a privation. It is very difficult to find any justification for something that doesn't exist. However, in your young days, you might meet a unicorn. There are not many better things than a unicorn horn. Uncle Sam. Like the unicorn, Uncle Sam is what is called a myth. Plato once wrote a book, which is an occult conspiracy of gentlemen pederasts. In it he said that ideas are more nobly real than reality, and that myths help keep people in their place. Since you will never become, under any circumstances, gentlemen pederasts, you'd best leave these blood-soaked notions to those who find them useful. Wolf. Never believe all you hear. Wolves are not as bad as lambs. I've been a wolf all my life and have two lovely daughters to show for it. while I could tell you sickening tales of lambs who got their just desserts. Scarecrow, a hex was put on you at birth. Society certified your existence and claimed you as a citizen. Don't let it scare you. Learn to cope with a world which is built entirely of fraud, and in which, if you find a truth instead of a lie, it is due to somebody's oversight. These stuffed old rags are harmless unless you show them the fear which they can never warrant, or reveal the contempt, which of course is all they deserve. If you do, they'll come to life and do their best to kill you. Let Y stand for you, who says, very clever, but surely these were not written for your children. Let Y stand for yes. Zebra. Clothes do not make the zebra. Better wear a convict's stripes, free on the lonely savannah, than the panoplied harness of a queen in Rotten Row, or a thief's colors at Ascot.